Happy Maximizing Monday, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Sorry about that, you guys. I was supposed to be on at 7, had a little technical difficulty, so I apologize about that. Little technical um, issues went on here. So thank you guys for taking the time out to join. Calvin, Tattoo Girl, thank you, thank you guys. Thank you, Kings and Queens, for joining. Y'all, I wanted to I know last time I didn't see any states. Can you let me know what state you're logging in from? Mr. G, thanks for joining. And I know you guys see the topic we're going to talking about tonight. I'm going to share 3 faith power strategies with you guys to break through any tough times that you're having or facing. Be like water, thanks for joining. Is that Dion? Thanks for joining. Happy New Year, guys. How are your New Year's going so far? Ashley, thanks for joining. Drop her 8 in the chat if you guys have got your new year off to a great start. Did you reset your goals? If you were on Sunday, did you reset your goals? You guys, make sure you're following me at Faith Franks and Powers on YouTube. Make sure you follow. It's the same handle up here. Juicy T, Jerry, thanks for joining. Dwan, thanks for joining. Annetta, Pray, thanks for joining. You guys, I wanted to give, and I'm not going to hold you long tonight, so thank you. Reverend B, thanks for joining. Jamie, thanks for joining. You guys, I'm not going to hold you long, but I want to share 3 faith power strategies with you to break you through tough times. If you guys can hear me okay, if you could drop a 8 in the chat, drop a 1 in the chat for me. Thank you guys for joining. Deanna, thanks for joining. Gorfy, thanks for joining. Modesty Sherry, thanks for joining. Welcome. You guys show so much love. Y'all love y'all. Y'all be rocking with the girl. Y'all be rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you. Sarita. Okay, Shakur, thanks for joining. Abigail, thanks for joining. Samuel Realtor, thanks for joining, man. Y'all, make sure you guys are looking at those names. Ambassador, thanks for joining. Elope, thanks for joining. Kashawn, thanks for joining. Look at those names, guys. Make sure that on this live, we support each other. We rock with each other, right? So if y'all could make sure you screenshot these names. Make sure you go back and follow each other. You never know who gift can bless the next person. So you just never know. Thank you for the hearts and thank you for the gifts, you guys. God bless you. Thank you for the love. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. YouTube, thanks for joining. I can't see you guys' name on YouTube yet, but thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you guys. Mari, thanks for joining. Okay. All right, so let's jump right into it. What I want to share with you guys tonight, I know first, if you're new here, and hey sis Quana, thanks for joining. So if you guys are new here, for some reason my comments were delayed. I couldn't see the comments there on YouTube. Tanya, so let's jump into it. I wanted to share 3 faith power strategies with you guys to break you through anything that you're going through. It could be an inner battle. It can be you battling with something you're faced with. You can be under attack. Whatever that looks like. You may be going through depression. You may be going through an abusive relationship. You may be going through in between jobs. You may be going through your business. It has taken a hit right now, and it may not be flourishing like you need or desire it to. But whatever going through that you need a breakthrough for looks like to you, I'm going to share with you 3 faith power strategies that can help you break through when you facing these life crises. Before I jump into those strategies, I just want to let you know the power that you operate in. I want to let you know the power that you hold, right? You know, you have to imagine yourself as the eagle. Like when the eagle begins to uh get faced with storms and the effects from the storm, remember when the one of the principles that the eagles use, and this is the power you hold as well. So I just want to remind you just the principle how the eagle operates when a storm comes and the eagle is faced with that storm. They get excited. Let's just be transparent. A lot of us that go through a storm, we don't be excited. We don't be excited. A lot of times that thing don't feel good, but it don't feel good to us, but it's good for us. Let me tell you why. Just like the eagle, they get excited about the storm because the storm give them ability to rest its wings while they soar. They soar, but they don't even have to use any mobility of their wings because the effects from the storm comes to help them soar at higher altitude. The winds, the force of the winds, the gravity of the winds, when it comes to resistance of the winds, it helps them soar higher altitude. So this is how I want you to imagine you having a breakthrough. You're operating in the principle of the eagle-like spirit. Like you're literally operating. And what happens is, like, say for example, if the eagle, hey you guys, thanks for joining that just came on. Say for example, if you're this eagle, right? And you're soaring at this magnitude, right? Let's just say you're soaring at this magnitude, right? So when the storm comes, what happens is when you're at this magnitude, the winds and the force and the resistance, you begin to go like up on a soar. Go study the eagle, and you begin to soar because of the force of those winds and that storm. It's soaring you higher altitude, right? You going up to a higher altitude. And what ends up happening, because you have so much peace, well, the eagle has so much peace and excitement because they know that the storm comes to help them, right? So what happens with the eagle is as they begin to glide and soar and they don't have to use their wings, it saves their body a lot of energy. It saves their body, so if they have to face any other resistance, they'll have enough energy saved and stored, right? And eventually what happens is the eagle is like up here, and then the storm becomes right here. So now the eagle is soaring and the storm is like literally right here. Before you know it, you will have so much soaring power that has increased in your life. Your faith begins to feed that, and you begin to soar higher altitude. And everything that you thought come to destroy you and take you out is now here at this level. But now your soaring power has increased you all the way up to here. Look at my hand right here. You're here now. And guess what? You're still winning. Right? You're still winning at this point. So people, places, or things, you're winning. Even you're winning when no one claps for you. You're winning because now you have the maturity to even clap and celebrate yourself. You're winning because everybody that wanted to see you fail, now you're soaring higher altitude and the storm is here. Your attacks is here. That's a big gap. It can't even touch you. That's the power you hold. You have to look at yourself as the eagle-like spirit person. You have to operate in principle, just like the eagle. So when the storm come, get excited because now you get to rest. Now you get to soar higher altitude. Now you get to come in contact with promotion. Now you come to get abundance. Now the increase happen. Your resources begin to increase. Now you're soaring higher altitude. Those God ideals become to fruition. You begin to fulfill purpose like never before. You begin to excel. You begin to accelerate at a faster pace than what you were before. Your favor with God and man has now increased. God has outpoured favor, has outpoured his power on you, have outpoured, our faith, our belief system now has increased. Our value has now increased. So we can't focus on the storm coming to devalue the greatness in us. We got to look at the storm come to increase that greatness, because now that's the ability. And I got a post that I did about a year ago about the Eagles on TikTok. So if you go on TikTok, go watch that video, and there listed are some other principles that you can use as the eagle. I was gonna do the whole 7 principles, but I think I end up doing like 4. But out of 4, they will still bless you. So go watch those, and I'm telling you, it would change your life. It would change your life. So with that being said, using the principle to break through, right? To break through life, to break through the very hard times that you're facing. At least we think they're hard times at the moment, but really, God is going to use those times for another season in our life. God is going to use those times to bless somebody else. God is going to use that particular time to elevate you even greater, right? So I'm going to share 3 faith power strategies with you. The first strategy I'm going to share with you, and every strategy that I share, you got to use it to where you elevate it's faith elevation in your life. You got to use it where you're going to activate the faith that's within you, and the faith the size of a mustard seed that you can activate in you. That mustard seed faith is literally capacity. It's a greater capacity. Although that little seed has so much impact in it, it's very small. A mustard seed is very small, but the analogy that Jesus used in that passage in the book of Matthew, that faith size of mustard seed, it can move mountains. So every mountain in your life that looks like it's an attack, that's look like it's a storm that you feel like you can't overcome, but you can, because I just showed you that you have eagle-like spirit. You have an eagle-like power, right? So you can use the mustard seed faith analogy and begin to apply it to your life. That little tiny seed has capacity. This is just like even in our life, our capacity, right, Quana? Our capacity that we use even in our faith power, that small little seed has impact. I mean, it's so tiny you can barely see it. You can barely see it. Like if any of your family form, my grandfather, he formed like, I used to be amazed that when we used to drop those mustard seeds in that hole, he said, just take a hand, just all you need is about 3 or 4 of them, and you drop them in the hole. And you're gonna see, like after you drop them in the hole, what when the crop come, that's what he used to call it. We call it harvest now, but he used to call it crop. When the crop come forth, you'll see, why I told you to just drop those. You only need about 3 or 4 seeds, right? And y'all, literally, these little tiny seeds brought forth so, like, when I tell you the leaves on those mustard roots, I mean, the roots on the mustard, I'm like, that tiny seed did all of that. What I'm saying all that to say this is because, like, what happens, even though that he had us to drop about 3 seeds in that ground, in that hole, when the crop, he called it crop, but when the harvest came, you had about 10 leaves on that one little small root, little stalk of the mustard. I'm just like, I was amazed. So what did that tell me? That little small seed had impact. That little small seed has so much capacity that it grew in abundance just for those 3 little seeds. And what happens is, let me tell you the power of the mustard seed. After we like go harvest the actual mustard hill, like that hill came up, the leaves is about 10 or 12 leaves on one, although we only dropped 3 seeds. And we go crop those leaves to eat, the cook and eat. We go back the next 3 days. Guess what happened? The leaves that we broke off to go cook and eat has now grown back even more. It has multiplied. So this is the type of faith you have. This is the type of DNA God has put in on the inside of us. Like, that's the capacity. That's the faith impact you have. That's the faith capacity you have. That small mustard seed did all of that. Well, that's the power you hold. That's the power you and I hold. That's the power that we given, that capacity. That's what you can go do with life in every area of your life. Right? Right, Lucky? Right, Talitha? Gloria? Thank you for joining. That mustard seed faith can do that, right, Angela? The mustard seed faith has the capacity to bring back even more and greater harvest than you had from the first. That's wild. The fact that that mustard seed so small do all of that greatness. That's who you are. That's the power you hold. So what we want to do, first thing first, to start our day is with the first power strategy, faith power strategy we want to start our day with is, number one is start our day with gratitude and thankfulness to God. That having gratitude and having thankfulness to God is a type of praise and worship to God. Well, is praise and worship to God. Remember this. I was praying one morning, and after, I went into my gratitude, and I just began to be grateful and thank God for what he is doing, right? I just began to just have this great gratitude. And I literally heard in my spirit that when you have gratitude, what happens is gratitude, no, let me back up. Not having gratitude suffocates your abundance. Having gratitude magnifies your abundance. Let me say that again, just in case. Hey, Willard, thanks for joining. Rose, did you get that, Rose? So let me back up. Having gratitude magnifies your abundance and your blessings. It magnifies. Not having gratitude suffocates your abundance, suffocates your blessings. Who want to go through? Who want to go through more? Who wants to go through more stuff that they don't have to go through? Nobody. So one of the faith strategies that we can use, number one, is waking up, giving God praise, giving God thanks, giving God gratitude. Gratitude feeds God's nature. It feeds his habit. You got it? Drop a 7 in the chat if you understood what I just said. And was that helpful? Okay. So we're going to start our day with praise, gratitude, and being thankful. Which, that's praise and worship, really, to boil it all down. The second faith power strategy, what we want to do in faith, even if you got is just a mustard seed, that's fine. That's just what God promised us. That's a promise that was still, it's got great capacity, right? Even though it's a small, packed full of seed, but it's very impactful and it has great capacity. Okay, so the second faith power strategy I want to share with you is when you start your day out, make sure you start your day out with prayer. However that looks for you. However prayer looks for you, that's what you do. You can literally pray the Our Father's prayers and you still got before God and prayed. Not hard at all. Prayer is simply having a one-on-one intimate conversation with the Lord. That's all it is. You can say your Our Father's prayers and still pray and then still have a conversation with God. You can include others by praying for them. You get a special blessing just for praying for other people. That's called being a servant in the kingdom of God. That's serving. You taking the time out not to be selfish and you praying for other people. That's a great thing when it comes to your faith. That builds your faith. That literally builds your faith. Because now what happens is the prayer you prayed, although other people probably praying, multiple people probably praying for that person, but still, there's a special blessing you still get just for praying for others. So what happens even in that? Not only that you're helping, but you also having something to die within you. The spirit of selfishness dies because now you using every day to even include other people in your prayers. God will not be mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall reap. That's a good thing to do. You a good thing. Even pray for the doctors, pray for the nurses, pray for, the leaders of your country. Pray for your family members, pray for your coworkers, pray for your business partners. That literally you're sowing that this is right here is what God is doing. You're getting a return off what God said and promised you already. You're just putting it in action with your faith. The last and third and final point that I want to share with you that will be a faith power strategy for you to break through hard times and to break through anything you feel like has caused you to be stagnant, that has caused obstacles in your life, that has caused you not to launch forward or move forward or even get to that next place in life where you feel like you need to, is Proverbs 18:21. Proverbs 18:21 is basically life and death is in the power of your tongue. What you speak, you shall eat the fruit thereof. Begin to speak power words over your life through the promises that God has promised you. Speak positive things over your life. Speak things of life and not death. Think positive things. If you're dealing with anxiety, speak to that anxiety. It's not hard. It's a promise. We were promised these things. If you're dealing with depression, speak to the depression. Isaiah 53:5, by his stripes we already healed. So use your faith to make sure you speak into your situation. If you feel like, hey, well, look, how are you, Kendra? How are you? So if you feel like you're being stagnant in certain areas, begin to speak to those areas, right? Begin to speak to those areas, right, Quana? You have to begin to speak to those areas. And when you begin to speak to those areas, it has to obey you in faith. See, there's two kinds of faith. Did y'all know it was two kinds of faith? Did y'all know it was two kinds of faith? If you did not know it was two kinds of faith, I just want to see. Put a 3 in the chat. Did y'all know it's two kinds of faith? It's two kinds of faith. It's positive faith and negative faith. It wasn't no trick question. Like, really, it is two kinds of faith. And we got to choose which one we going to feed. Right, Ronald? We have to choose which faith we going to feed. Me personally, I chose to feed the positive faith. I know y'all too. Y'all, I know you do. So that's what we're going to do. From here on out, we're going to speak. We're going to speak positive faith over our life. So this is our homework. How are we going to stay motivated when life get hard? How are we going to stay impactful and empower ourselves when life get hard? He left the 99. Hey, how are you, Ronald? BB. What we gonna do? Shardell, what we gonna do? We gonna do what the third strategy was. And that was, we're gonna speak powers over our life. Right? That's what we're gonna do. We got to put it in action. We got to begin to speak and decree and declare. Using that mustard seed faith, that's the capacity. That's the power we hold. We have the power to choose and speak that declaration over our life. Right, Jay? I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining. So that concludes my 3 power faith strategies, and I'm going to give you scripture to back it up. This is going to be what you call power words. Speak them into your life. Luke 137. With God, nothing is impossible. All things are possible with God. Luke 137. Matthew 21:22. Matthew 21:22. Whatsoever you pray, believe without doubting, you shall receive. So remember that. That's another strategy you can use as a declaration over your life. And Romans 10:17, the just shall live by faith. Listen, you're the chosen one. You're the one that has the faith capacity through that mustard seed. You're the one that's have royal blood running through your DNA. This is the God that created you this way. You have power in every cell in your body. You're a walking power human being. God chose you to put that power in. We have to begin to make sure we're making these declarations and speaking these power words over our life. These are faith power strategies, right, Wanda? That we can use over our life. We can't just sit back and just let things happen that's contrary to what God promises for our life. We can't keep doing that. We have to nip that stuff in the bud. Right, Quana? I mean, we have to literally take the authority that we were given and use it as if our life count on. We have to stand on that thing 10 toes down. Right, Nisha? Right, Patty? We have to make sure that we implementing these faith power strategies. We have to make sure that we're implementing power of words, speaking the right words of life over our life, speaking abundance over our life, speaking God's power over our life, praying and asking God for that grace, that mercy. Pop, what's going on, bro? Hi, Queen Iris. Thanks for joining. Right, Pop? We have to speak and decree and declare those things over our lives. We can't just sit back and let life happen, that knowing that this is not what God promised us. I've been right here on TikTok. And YouTube. Did you follow me on YouTube, Pop? No. MJ, thanks for joining. Pure Heart, thanks for joining. Marie. So this is what we got to do. And let's do this, y'all. Let's hold each other accountable. So for what we have, let's see. Today is Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So from now into Monday, let's together start our day with those 3 faith power strategies. And let's go further than that. Let's take that moment to write dates down, put dates to them, be specific. Let's write out what we believe in to happen in these next 3 days. So by the time we come back Monday for Maximizing Monday, we're going to maximize these 3 power faith strategies, right? That's what we're maximizing tonight. We're going to maximize them. And then we're going to come back and let's discuss. Right, Anthony? Let's hold each other accountable. Let's hold each other accountable. Okay? Right, Solomon? Let's hold each other accountable. And listen, y'all, like, we're power faith beings walking around. We're powerful people. There's nothing in life that we set out to do we can't do. We can do it. We just got to activate our faith and put in the works. Faith without works is dead. Right, American Prince? Faith without works is dead. I appreciate and love y'all. I'm going to put these hearts in the chat because I appreciate and love y'all so much. Hi, Thomas. Thanks for joining. I appreciate and love y'all so much. Y'all are so awesome. So let's do that, guys. Understand this. Thank you guys for the gifts and the hearts. God bless you. God bless you. Y'all, just remember, it's negative and positive faith. Always choose positive faith and begin to speak and make that declaration. If it's an extra $10,000 you want to make this month, make it a declaration. If it is an extra 100,000 you want to make this month, use your faith and make it a declaration. Use your faith power strategies. If you get discouraged this week and those negative thoughts begin to come to your mind, implement those faith power strategies and begin to pull yourself out of the hole. And just in case if you new on here, my soul mission, Faith Mind Empowerment, is to make sure that I edify, encourage, inspire, and empower you. And I use it through the entity of faith with faith power strategies that I share with you. They help you become the greater version of yourself through those faith power strategies. I see you, God. Huh? Rewrite that, Pop. I didn't understand what you were saying. Hey, Sharon, thanks for joining. So let's hold each other accountable and let's make sure that we do that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's it. You see it? That's Faith Mind Empowerment. That's actually my book cover behind me. But yeah, that's one of the first books I written, Faith Mind Empowerment 21. That's Faith Mind Empowerment 21 is a tool book that I used in my coaching program at the time when I first wrote this book. I wrote this book in 2017, you guys. It's on Amazon. Matter of fact, it's on Amazon. It's marked. If I'm not mistaken, I think on Amazon now it's marked all the way down to I think $5. I think. Thank you, Pop. Appreciate it. So, I think this book is marked down, you guys. It's on sale on Amazon. If I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me wrong, y'all. I think it's $5, I think. But yeah. But that's all I have. I just wanted to share those faith power strategies with you guys to break you so you can have a breakthrough through anything that you're going through. Y'all, the only thing we have to do is begin to just shift our mind and make sure that we are putting a different vocabulary in our mind. We got to begin to use power words in our mind, right, James? Thanks for joining. Bridge, thanks for joining. We got to begin to change and put a different set of power words in our mindset. We gotta shift. There has to be paradigms, mental paradigm shifts that we have to have in our in our mindset, right? So you guys don't forget to follow me on Faith Franks Empowers on YouTube. I think I pinned it in the comments. If not, I'll do it again. So you guys will, I'll definitely for 2025, that's where I'm going to be shifting at, which I'm already there too as well. So eventually it will all be over on the YT side. This is the handle right here. I'm putting it in the chat right here. Right, Tracy? Thank you. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for sharing the live. If this was helpful, please, 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 thank you for sharing the live in advance. Right? So, y'all, did y'all see my hearts in the chat? Because I love y'all like that. I love y'all. Did I put, it won't let me do a chat over here. Let's see if it'll let me pin a message over here. No, it won't. I love y'all on YouTube too. Thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all so much. This is all I have. If you guys missed the first part of the live, I greatly appreciate you go back and listen to the replay. I'll be back on Maximizing Mondays, and I will be back, and you guys will see. Put your notifications on. Make sure your notifications on so you can see when I go live. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me at Faith Franks Empowers on YouTube, Faith Franks on IG, Instagram, and Faith Franks on Facebook. Make sure you guys follow me on all platforms. And remember, if you follow me tonight and you wasn't following me, I'm that girl that follow back. So when you follow me, I'm going to go back in this live chat and I'm going to go follow you back. Love y'all. I appreciate it. Go be great. Oh, before I go, y'all, did anybody want to come up and just get maybe a 3 to 5 minute coaching just for you being on this live? You want to come up? You want me? Somebody want to send me an invite? Anything that I can help you with for 2025? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You too for joining. I greatly appreciate you guys. Love you. Go be great.